Let's try out POV Beauty. So first product is gonna be Drench It, which is the Soothing Priming Milk. I like the packaging. It's like a harder plastic. This one is. A couple of them, I think one of them is glass. It has a little seal. Oh my God, I just cut my nail, so it's gonna be harder to pull off. Not it squirting at me, hold on. Equal before use, so let's shake it. It sounds very, very liquidy. Not really like thick, it just kind of sounds like water. Okay, so that was fun. Let's put some on the hand. Ooh, very wet. A little bit of like a milky, more like cloudy, I would say. It's more clear than like white, but ooh, doesn't really have a smell. But I kind of like how like watery it is because then you can spread it out everywhere a bit easier and don't have to like rub it in. It just kind of feels like if you were putting water on your face, like it's a very water-like texture, like that thin rather than like something a little bit heavier. Not to put too much, I wouldn't go like maybe as much as you would for like, let's say a road milk or something, which those do have really great spreadability, but that texture is a little thicker. So you might need a little bit more for that. This one's more like water. Just think of it as putting water on your face and get like that amount. But there's a tack drying on my face. Also, I do want to touch on the discourse where people are like, is it skincare? Is it makeup prep? Like doing all this thing. I think Mikayla did a great job marketing it as makeup prep. At the end of the day, it is skincare. It is skincare, but she's saying she formulated this and made this to work well with your makeup and to use it with makeup in mind. You know, whereas, you know, keeping skincare separate, she made this to focus on working well with makeup. And some people, I don't know why they seem confused by it. When, for example, there's products like these from Merit, which is the Great Skin Instant Glow Serum and the Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. This is a priming moisturizer. I would only use this for makeup. I would never use this for my regular skincare application. Same thing with this. I use this right before makeup. I never use it as like skincare, my end of the day routine. And that's kind of where I'm classifying Mikayla's line in like this category. Also throw in like the Say Glowy Super Gel. Like it has skincare, you know, ingredients in there that are good for your skin, but at the end of the day, they're mainly for makeup prep. And I think this is more so what it is. They're not really trying to replace necessarily your makeup routine because it's very much made for like, you do this step, you do this step, you do this step, and then you put on your makeup, you know? So I don't really understand the discourse. Maybe it's just because it's Mikayla. She's a bit polarizing and so people want to like talk about it, but I'm like, the Merit serums are right there, and I feel like nobody is like, is this skincare? Is this makeup? You know? I think, is it skincare? Is it skin prep? I feel like this one, I put it in that same category. I will say, putting on 4 layers of product on my face, and then the Amp It doesn't really count, because that's only like the lips. Does scare me a little bit, but still, let's keep going. So drip it. This one is glass. This avoid contact with the eyes. This is, I love how long the little dropper is. I'm just gonna put it on my hand, because I'm scared. Look at all that product. Thicker than the water. If you've tried the Beekman 1802 milk drops, that's really what this reminds me of. From like the dropper to the texture. The scent is a little bit different. I feel like none of them are really like scented, but if you've tried the Beekman milk drops, that's kind of what this reminds me of. Is that tack. And honestly, like right there, I might call it, maybe even like with Glaze It, but we're doing the whole thing today, just trying it out how Mikayla wants. But now we have Whip It. This is plastic, right? Yeah, it's plastic. I really like this packaging because look, you twist it this way, right? And then you get the spatula, and then all you have to do is keep twisting really easily, and it opens up. And then it says POV on the inside. Even though this one's plastic, I feel like it's a very nice packaging. I can't open this because I'm gonna try to grab what's on here first. Very like whipped. Ooh, I like the way it kind of thins down. Ooh, I really like the spreadability on this one. This one's actually a little bit like fun, I feel like. This is truly like whipped cream, Cool Whip type of consistency, like a nice cloudy fluffiness, and then you rub it in between your fingers. I mean, look at my skin. My skin looks nice. I feel like this is going into my skin, going in there. This moisturizer actually feels really, really nice. I kind of like that it is, you know, whipped. And then whenever you want to fully close it, you just put the thing back and then you twist. So it's kind of a reminder like, hey, you didn't put the thing back before you fully close it. I really like that. Look at my skin. This is what my skin looks like. Obviously, we have 3 steps on. So of course my skin is a little bit more glowy. I'll get a little closer. You can see that shine, that reflectivity. Let it dry a little bit. Now we have Glaze It, which I love the little locking mechanism on here. I feel like this looks like such a nice little component. This is plastic, but it's a really hard plastic. They're all really hard, like nice feeling plastic, except for the glass one. That one feels, you know, a little bit more nice because it's glass. But also Ambit is like a squishier one. So let's see how much one pump gives us, okay? It's letting the air come out. And maybe 2 pumps for me. It's very, very like clear, kind of looks like aloe vera to me. And rub it in my face. Okay, I'll say from like the e.l.f. I've tried the e.l.f. Power Grip with niacinamide and also the e.l.f. The watermelon primer. And I will say compared to that, this one is way more spreadable. It just kind of like melts in, thins down and glides on the face, where the other one, where the e.l.f. one, I feel like you place it and you can kind of only put it here. With all 4 steps now on my face. Let's go with Ambit. I typically wouldn't go in with like a lip product before makeup application. When you have product on your lip, the lip liner doesn't stick as well compared to like a drier lip. So I usually just clean my lips off before I put on like lipstick or stuff. Anyway, I only put it on if my lips are like really, really crusty. Right now they're not, but we're still gonna try this. So this is Ambit. Twist it. That's what it looks like. I feel like the packaging is cute. Let's squeeze it. So this is a very squishy component. It kind of looks like, it's not really clear. It's more like a, kind of looks like the Rhode Peptide lip treatment color. And let's kind of go on the lips. Like a mango-y type scent. I love mango. Kind of reminds me of like a shampoo. Like a tropical-y mango. But it looks nice. Feel nice. Not sticky. Like the component. The only thing I don't like is I feel like it's a little hard to close, especially because this is so tight, like it kind of locks in. Like you see that right there, it kind of stops because it's about to lock in. But since this is so squishy, you're kind of like twisting the packaging to get it all the way tight. That's my only gripe with it. It could just be my locking mechanism, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I think it looks so cute and like sleek. So this is what I look like after doing my full face. None of it peeled, none of it, you know, acted weird with any product. I don't really have like any dry spots. I feel like my makeup performed exactly as it always does. I don't think anything changed. I will say I feel like it might be a little more radiant looking compared to the past. I can kind of see the shine. I can see the light shine off it a little bit here, a little bit right here. So maybe a little bit of that hydration is peeking through. Where my skin just looks, you know, it's a little bit more glowy or, you know, hydrated to where the foundation doesn't look like as matte. I feel like that's happening. No, I don't know if this is like a POV thing or what, but basically I tend to get really hot with like the lights that are on me. I have 2 brighter ones and then like a ring light, and I feel like I haven't gotten like sweaty or anything. Also, like my nose isn't as like oily as it gets. My face is dry for the most part. The only thing is my nose will produce oils and they'll like seep through on the makeup and I'll just like powder it. But I feel like my nose isn't as oily as it typically would have been by now. And also I'm not really like sweating. I haven't felt like hot. So I don't know, is that doing like some cooling effect on my face or controlling some type of sweat and oil situation? I don't know. I'm just putting that out there, and maybe my skin just decided to be like cool today with the lights and everything, but just wanted to note that so that way when I try it again, and if it does it again, I might be like, there's something going on here. So out of all the products, let me tell you what I think of each one. First up, we have Drench It, which is the Soothing Priming Milk. I think this one's fine. It's more of a watery consistency, and I have to get used to that. I'm really used to my Rhode, which is more like milky, a little bit thicker. This one is thinner, like water, as you saw when I had put it out. I believe you get more product here than you do in Rhode. You get 5 fluid ounces, where Rhode is like 4 point something. So not by much, but you know, if you're thinking about how much product is in here, this has more. Yeah, I think this one is definitely not bad. It's just something I have to get used to. It's a new texture. I don't really have anything like milk. I don't have anything like this that's like as watery. It's kind of like an essence. A lot of people use that term and I agree. It's like the Pat McGrath, the Essence 001. That's what it reminds me of. And I will say I feel like it's not exactly like it. I think I like the Pat McGrath Essence a little bit better, but that's also $80 something. But I can do a battle if y'all want that, because I still have some. So I can do a battle of that for sure. I haven't used it in a while, so my memory might be like not as good, and it might be actually very, very comparable. But yeah, it's definitely more like an essence type feel, more watery. I think it's fine, definitely something I have to play with. I don't think it's bad, but I wouldn't necessarily run to get it, especially if you already have like certain types of milks, you know, certain types of like face milks, like the Ilia and the Rhode, or the Bioma, you know, stuff like that. Then we have Drip It. I actually really like Drip It. We have Drip It. I actually really like Drip It. I like the pipette, like I think that's what you call it, but I like how big it is. I like the gloss product. I don't have anything really like this. I do like more like serum-y products like this. I had the Beekman 1802 drops, the milk drops, and I finished those, and this kind of reminds me of it. I feel like this one actually is a little more tacky. I feel like that wasn't as tacky, and I also think this one's a little bit more hydrating and nourishing. I actually really like this one, and I would recommend getting this one. I do straight off the bat really like this, and I feel like my dry skin just like ate it up, really enjoyed it. It's like cooling because it's the glass and everything. Like, this one was really nice. We have Whip It. I actually really, really like Whip It. First of all, I think the packaging is so cute. I think the packaging of the whole brand is really, really nice, but I really like the texture of this. I love that it's genuinely, think of whipped cream. It's like whipped cream, looks like whipped cream, feels like whipped cream. If you were to rub whipped cream in your hand, this is what it would feel like and how it would rub out on your face. It is very nourishing on your face. I feel like my skin just eats it up. It looks nice. It's very, very moisturizing. I do like this. I think this one's a star, and I could actually see this more as like, you could probably use this at nighttime too, like as your traditional skincare rather than like skin prep. I think same thing with this. You could probably use this as like your skin care as well as your skin prep. These are two products I could definitely see in there because these two lean a little bit more skincare to me. The S&C product, which is the priming milk, with something like Drench It, I would feel like I would only apply for makeup, if that makes sense. So a little bit more multi-purpose. You'll get more bang for your buck here because you'll be using them for makeup prep or for your skincare routine. I think these two are a little bit better than that. Glaze It. Packaging's cool and everything. I think I can pass on this. I don't think the primer, I don't really like too many tacky primers. I had the e.l.f. one and I used it for a while, but I really like the NYX one because that one's a little bit more like moisturizing. It reminds me of like a tacky moisturizer rather than like a tacky primer. I don't think this is bad by any means, but I will say this one's better than the e.l.f. one, but also you're comparing $10 to probably like 30 something. With this, you get like that nice spreadability, but it doesn't give you the most tack. Has nice spreadability. I just feel like I don't need this when the other products are tacky, you know? If the other products weren't tacky and then adding this to like give you that tack would be fine, but the other products give you some sort of tack. So adding this just feels a little bit redundant because it's like, oh, I'm already tacky. I don't think you need to run out and get it. You have Amp It. I think Amp It is actually pretty good. I like the packaging of this. I like the applicator, it feels really nice. I like how squeezy it is. I like the smell. I like the formula, not sticky. Remind me of something when I had on my lips, but I couldn't remember what it was, and I still can't, but if I do, I'll add a comment or something like that of what it reminds me of. But I actually think this is really cute. I think this is awesome. I feel like I don't know, I feel like this kind of gives like unisex, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like if you were to give a guy a Summer Fridays, they would be like, ew, why am I gonna hold that? But I feel like if you gave a guy this, they'd be like, okay, I can get down with that. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like this looks so nice and sleek and like cool and just fits in your bag perfectly. It's a little bit more like flat. I actually really like this because I really like my lip products. And when I like a lip product, I'll repurchase it. Like, I've got so many Rhodes and I would definitely get one of these again, especially if you came out with like tinted versions of these. I think would be very interesting with like a tinted component and everything. It is a good lippy to try. I think it's comparable to Rhode.